Good afternoon, everyone. So, do you have any doubts regarding your previous uh, lessons? Anything pertaining to your previous lesson and poem? The prose part and the poetry part? No doubts, right? If you have any doubts, you can always ask me. I also heard that a few kids were messaging, but it's not being received over here. Only few messages are being received over here. So make sure you message on the group window, which is where I can access rather than on the private window, okay? Because I think I am only getting a few messages from few people, even though everyone is messaging, okay? So make sure you there might be some technical glitch at our end also, but I want you all to just see if you can do something about it. Okay. We'll wait for another 2 minutes and we'll start. And also you'll be getting your PDFs very soon. So just when you get your PDFs, try to just go through all the lessons, all the poetry and the prose part, so that you can recapitulate things and come up with some doubts. Okay. Yeah, so shall we start? So today, uh, before I start, I would want to ask you a question, okay? Did anybody of you face problems because of some rumors? You know what a rumor is, right? Rumor is a false statement which is passed on from one person to other and which has no truth in it. So did you ever face a problem with rumors, or did you blurt something and somebody else faced a problem, or some other person told something of you and you faced a problem? I think this is something which every person must have faced, right? Rumors are something which create a mess out of our lives, and it's very problematic when you do not speak things in a proper way, okay? And also sometimes, things just go on and on. People tend to add things into whatever you speak, right? So basically this particular lesson deals with this theme called how rumors create problems and how they are spread in different ways, the mob mentality, the thinking patterns of people, how people think, and also how children are exploited or the poor are exploited in workplaces. So we'll start with the lesson. I hope you all are ready for it. Shall we start with the lesson? I want you all to, put in messages so that I know that we are interactive. I don't want just one person or two people responding. I want every one of you to respond, interact, so that we can, have a very interactive session rather than me just telling things and going on and on and on. Okay. Uh, is that fine? Because I don't see any messages as such. Either it's technical glitch or you people aren't typing in things. Fine. So today's lesson is The Boy Who Broke the Bank. By Ruskin Bond. Yeah, so when you see the title of the story, what do you sense? The boy who broke the bank. Fine. So as I told you, those are the themes of the story. This is a short story, and this is the third unit and first module. Okay, this is the last unit of the first module. Rest all are grammar parts. So, uh, so what happens? This is written by Ruskin Bond. I hope you know Ruskin Bond because you must have heard his name somewhere or the other in children's stories, because he's a famous children's story fiction writer. He's a fiction writer who writes a lot of stories for children. Okay, he's a prolific writer and he writes a lot of stories for children. At the age of 17, he has written a book. Okay, The Room on the Roof. That's the first book he has written. It was published when he was 21 years old, but by the time he was 17, he had already written a book named The Room on the Roof. Um, so so he's a very prolific writer. He was born in Kasauli, that's Punjab area. Now he resides in Mussoorie, that's Uttarakhand. Okay, and he has written a lot of fiction, mostly children's stories, fiction, and he keeps on writing. And there are a lot of I think you can find a lot of books in Kindle also. In Kindle, you have a lot of PDF files, PDF books of his children's stories, Ruskin Bond children's stories, and all that. Okay, he has received many awards like Llewellyn Rees Award. It's international award for literature works, and also Sahitya Academy, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan. All these awards were received by him. Okay, he's a very good, famous writer of India. He's an Indian descent, though he has a few roots in Britain. He was brought up here. Okay, let's go through. Like, what is this about? The boy who broke the bank. Basically, this lesson is about how rumors are spread. You know, just like wildfire, rumors are spread like hell. Like, people tend to have this mentality to change statements. Okay, so this lesson is about that. How you change things and tell it to other people, and how that in turn affects the person, either the person who has told or something else in that locality. Okay, so that's basically the theme of the story. And here you have a lot of characters to remember. I will slowly give you a small map in which you can remember the characters. Okay, it goes in a certain flow, so I'll give you a map in which it will go. Okay, so basically the protagonist or the person who started this is, there's this boy called Nathu. There's this boy called Nathu who works in People Nagar Bank. That's the bank's name, People Nagar Bank. He works in that bank, and he works as a sweeper. You know sweepers, right? Those who sweep the floor. So he's this worker in the bank. He sweeps the floor, and he did not receive his payment. The bank did not pay the sweeper his payment since 1.5 months. Okay, and he was very frustrated. He was very frustrated that the bank did not pay him the money, the last month's salary, and also this month almost it's over, like 20 days are over in the present month also. So he was frustrated doing his job that he did not receive his salary. And so he suddenly met a washerman's boy, okay, who was taking clothes to somebody to give. So he asked, the washerman's boy asked him, what happened, Nathu? Why are you so frustrated? Nathu says that this bank isn't paying me since it's already been 1.5 months. I want to go in search of a new job. I don't want to do here because they are not paying me every month. Okay, they're delaying my payment. So the washerman's boy, whose name is Sitaram, said that, okay, fine. If, I will try to see some job for you and I'll get back to you. So while Sitaram was giving clothes, he found some lady known as Mrs. Srivastava who needed a sweeper. Okay, he heard her saying that she needed a sweeper. So he went and told her that, yeah, we have one boy in People Nagar Bank. He will leave next month and the bank is not paying him because the bank is not paying him money. So Ms. Srivastava took this line, which Sitaram told, and told it to Mrs. Bhushan, her friend. And that went on and on and on and on. That particular line went on to something else, and at a point of time, uh, the rumor spread as though they were saying that the bank went bankrupt. That means there's no money in the bank. This small statement went on to go and form into a rumor which was not true, which was like the bank is bankrupt, and so everyone around in the People Nagar, or those people who deposited in the bank, came and vandalized the bank. That means they broke the bank. So just because Nathu told something to Sitaram and Sitaram to Mrs. Srivastava, Mrs. Srivastava to Mrs. Bhushan, Mrs. Bhushan to somebody else, somebody else to somebody else, it went on into a different, from one statement, it went on into a different, altogether a different perspective was given to that statement. Okay. So that is how rumors are, and that is how the mentality of people is. So we are going to see that in this particular lesson. Are you all up for it? I hope. I know it's the last hour, but it's a very interesting story. Are you all up for it? Huh? Yeah. Okay, I just see Krishna Vamsi Reddy's messages. Rest all, where are you? Come on. Rest all, quick. If you're all up for it. Oh, I see Anirudh's message now. Okay. So yeah, let's read through the lesson, okay? And I will slowly introduce you the characters. Nathu grumbled to himself as he swept the steps of the People Nagar bank. So who is Nathu? As I told you, he is the sweeper of the People Nagar bank. So that's Nathu. This is the character. He is the sweeper. And where does he work? Where does he work? I told you, I just told you. I know you won't get the spelling right, but still try. I just told you which bank is that? Which bank is that? With, yeah, Vamsi Reddy, yes. And who else? Who else? Just Vamsi? Rest all, where are you? Sleeping? Come on. Yeah, it's People Nagar. Actually, it's like this. Okay. So he's the person, Nathu. He's a sweeper at People Nagar Bank. Owned by Seth Govindram. So Seth Govindram is the owner of the bank. He is the owner of the bank, okay? So Nathu grumbled to himself as he swept the steps of the People Nagar bank owned by Seth Govindram. He was grumbling. Nathu was grumbling. He used a small broom hurriedly and carelessly, and the dust, after rising in a cloud above his head, settled down again on the steps. As Nathu was banging his pan against a dustbin, Sitaram, the washerman's son, passed by. So what was he doing? Nathu was, hurriedly sweeping and all. When you hurriedly do, when there's a lot of dust, when you hurriedly do something, dust generally rises up like this, right? When you sweep things just like this hurriedly, dust rises up and it settles down. So Nathu was also very frustrated, and he was showing that frustration in his body language. Okay, the way he was sweeping and the way he was banging his pan to the dustbin, he was showing his frustration. And then came Sitaram. Now here, another character is introduced. He is Sitaram. Who is Sitaram? Who is Sitaram? Anybody? Quick guesses? Let's see if you could catch before when I told you in the introduction. Yeah, another worker, right, Vamsi? Rest all? Another worker, yes. But do you remember what was he? He was the washerman's son. So he used to just give all the clothes which are ironed to people. He used to distribute those ironed clothes to people. Okay. Okay. So when Nathu was showing his reluctance to work there in his body language, suddenly Sitaram appeared. Okay. Sitaram was on his delivery round. He had a bundle of freshly pressed clothes balanced on his head. So he was carrying all those ironed clothes on his head. Did you see people carrying those iron clothes and all moving around distributing their clothes? Right? So Sitaram was also doing that. Don't raise such dust, he called out to Nathu. Are you annoyed because they are still refusing you to pay 2 rupees a month? So Sitaram was asking Nathu, are you okay? Vamsi Reddy is not. He is not Dobiwala. He's not the washerman. He's washerman's son. Now can you see me? Now can you see me and can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I know I'm sorry for the technical glitches. Uh, okay. Okay. Now I received Chetan Raj's messages. Okay. Hmm. Fine. So Sitaram, he goes on to give all the iron clothes to people, and suddenly he hears a woman saying that she needs a sweeper. Okay. Sitaram heard the lady of the house mention that she was in need of a sweeper. Tying his bundle together, he said, I know of a sweeper boy who's looking for work. So, while he was tying his bundle, he says that I know of a boy, Sitaram says to that lady, I know a boy who is there who needs work. Okay. He can start from next month. He is with the bank just now, but they aren't giving him his pay and he wants to leave. So he says this lady that he's with the bank now, that is why he'll join you next month, and they're not giving his payment. Okay. So this lady says, is that so? Said Mrs. Srivastava. So this lady's name is Srivastava. Okay. This lady is that house owner who needed this sweeper. Okay. Well, tell him to come and see me tomorrow. So this lady says that ask Nathu to come and see me tomorrow. Okay. And Sitaram, glad that he had been of service to both a customer and his friend, hoisted his bag on his shoulders and went away. So Sitaram, he was very happy that okay, I'm being helpful to both my customer, who's this lady, and also his friend Nathu. Okay. So he tied his bag and he went away. Mrs. Srivastava had to do some shopping. She gave instructions to the ayah about looking after the baby and told the cook not to be late with the midday meal. Then she set out for the People Nagar marketplace to make her customary tour of the cloth shops. So here she went on to do some shopping. And shopping in where? People Nagar market. Okay. So she went on to go for shopping to buy some cloth shopping. Okay. Into People Nagar market. A large shady tamarind tree grew at the end of the bazaar, and it was here that Mrs. Srivastava found her friend Mrs. Bhushan sheltering from the heat. So here in the People Nagar market where she goes, there's this huge tamarind tree under which she found her friend Mrs. Bhushan. There's another other character which is introduced, Mrs. Bhushan. Okay, that's her friend. Mrs. Srivastava's friend is Mrs. Bhushan. Okay. This lady was sitting under the tamarind shade in the People Nagar market. Okay. Mrs. Bhushan was fanning herself with large handkerchiefs. Fanning herself means doing like this, like this. She complained of the summer, which she affirmed was definitely the hottest in the history of People Nagar. She says that this summer is very hot and all. She goes on talking like that. She then showed Mrs. Srivastava a sample of cloth she was going to buy, and for 5 minutes they discussed its shade, texture, and design. So this lady showed some cloth she bought, and Mrs. Srivastava and Mrs. Bhushan, they were discussing about the cloth for 5 minutes, about the shade, about the texture, about the design of the cloth. You know, like ladies generally discuss a lot of things, right? So they were discussing for 5 minutes and they exhausted the topic. That means the topic got over there. Having exhausted this topic, Mrs. Srivastava said, do you know, my dear, the Seth Govindram's bank can't even pay its employees. Only this morning I heard a complaint from their sweeper who hasn't received his wage for a month. So this lady, Mrs. Srivastava, says that, you know, the Seth Govindram, who is the owner of People Nagar Bank, he cannot pay his employees. He couldn't even pay his sweeper boy. What will he pay his employees? He is what Mrs. Srivastava is telling Mrs. Bhushan. Okay. This lady says, shocking, remarked Mrs. Bhushan. This lady says, oh, that's very shocking. If they can't pay the sweeper, then they must be in a bad way. None of the others could be getting pay either. So this lady says, if they can't even pay the sweeper boy, because sweepers have a less pay, right? If they can't even pay that much to a sweeper, I don't think the other employees are also receiving their payment. Okay, so after she told that, she left Mrs. Srivastava at the tamarind tree and went in search of her husband, who was sitting in front of the Kamal Kishore's photographic shop talking with the owner. So they had this small chat with each other, and then this lady left, Mrs. Bhushan left in search of her husband, who was sitting in Kamal Kishore's shop. So this is another person introduction. It goes, she goes to her husband who was sitting in Kamal Kishore's shop. This is a Photoshop, okay? So there you are, cried Mrs. Bhushan. I've been looking for you for almost an hour. Where did you disappear? Nowhere, replied Mr. Bhushan. So he is Mr. Bhushan. So he says, this lady comes and asks, where were you all this time? Where did you disappear? He says that nowhere, I'm here, I'm right here. Okay. Had you remained stationary in one shop, I might have found you, but you go from one shop to other like a bee in a flower garden. So he just, remarks his wife saying that you keep on going from one shop to other and one shop to other like a bee on a flower. That is why I didn't follow you. I was just sitting here. Okay. So this lady says, don't start grumbling. The heat is trying enough. I don't know what's happening to People Nagar. Even the bank's going to go bankrupt. So here, this lady says, you stop grumbling. Okay, stop grumbling. I don't know what is happening to People Nagar. People Nagar is the place they live. Everyone is from People Nagar. Okay. So what, I don't know what is happening to People Nagar. Even the bank is going bankrupt. Now this lady comes and says to her husband, the bank is going bankrupt. What is bankrupt? That means the bank does not have money to pay its depositors. Okay. Um, so what's that? Asked Kamal Kishore, sitting up suddenly. Which bank? So this person got vigilant. Now he was all ears to what Mrs. Bhushan was saying. He asked, what's that? Which bank were you talking about? So she says, why? The People Nagar Bank, of course. I hear that they stopped paying employees. Don't tell me you have an account there, Mr. Kishore. This lady says that, I heard that People Nagar Bank is not paying their employees. I hope you don't have a bank account there. Okay. So, and she said the bank is going bankrupt. This lady, she said that the bank is going bankrupt because they don't even have money to pay their employees. And so I hope you don't have a bank account there. So this person, Kamal Kishore says, no, but my neighbor has, he exclaimed. And he called out over the low partition to the keeper of the barber shop next door. So he just took out, the shops are all, together like this. So he just took out the partition of his shop and he was calling out to the barber who was the next neighbor of his shop. Okay. He called out over the low partition to the keeper of the barber shop next door. He's Deep Chand. Deep Chand is the barber, okay? Deep Chand, have you heard the latest? The People Nagar Bank is about to collapse. You'd better go get your money as soon as you can. So this person tells Deep Chand the barber. So Deep Chand is the barber and he was told that this person tells him, see, your bank, the bank in which you invested is going bankrupt, go get your money quickly. Okay. Deep Chand, who was cutting the hair of an elderly gentleman, was so startled that his hand shook and he nicked his customer's right ear. So he was actually cutting his customer's hair, and suddenly when when he heard this news, his hand shook out of fear and he nicked. Nick means he cut into the ear of the old man. Okay. The customer yelped with pain. Yelping is crying out with pain and distress. Pain because the cut and because of the cut, and distress because of the awful news he has just heard. So the customer also was very, he was pain. He was like, he had pain, and he was also distressed. Distressed as in he was sad about something. Okay. So and why was he like the pain? Because of the cut, and he was distressed because he heard this awful news of the People Nagar Bank. With one side of his neck still unshaven, okay, one side is not shaven yet, he sped across the road to the general merchant store where there was a telephone. So this person, the customer here, ran to some store for a telephone. Okay, for a telephone, for dialing. Okay. Yeah. So with one side of his neck still unshaven, he sped across the road to the general merchant store where there was a telephone. He dialed Seth Govindram's number. So this customer, he went quickly to this telephone and dialed his number, Seth Govindram's number. Okay. The Seth was not at home. Where was he then? The Seth was holidaying in Kashmir. Oh, was that so? The elderly gentleman did not believe it. He hurried back to the barber shop and told Deepchand the bird has flown. Seth Govindram has left town. So when he called Seth Govindram, somebody picked up and told that no, he's not there. He went out to a trip to Kashmir. Okay, he's doing his holiday trip in Kashmir. So he'll be available after some time. So this person got very skeptical. He came back to Deepchand and now he says that, see, that bank owner is gone. He has flown away somewhere, taking all the money of our, people who have deposited. He has taken all the money and he left the place, is what he understood from this conversation. Okay. He came back, he told Deepchand that, oh, see, that person is gone. He has flown away. Definitely it means a collapse. And then he dashed out of the shop, making a beeline for his office and checkbook. Okay, so he moved out of the Deepchand's shop and he went on into the bank. The news spread through the bazaar with the rapidity of forest fire. So the news spread like wildfire. Quickly, like everyone got to know about the news, okay? From the general merchants, it traveled to the shop, circulated amongst the customers, and then spread with them in various directions to the beetle seller, the tailor, the free vendor, the jeweler, the beggar sitting on the pavement. Every person of People Nagar got to know that the bank is bankrupt. That is what they heard, okay? Old Ganpat, the beggar, had a crooked leg. Crooked leg as in he was limping. He did not have a proper leg. So like limping, you know, right? Beggars limp and beg for money. So this person, Ganpat, remember his name, okay? Ganpat. That's the beggar's name. He was a limping person. He used to limp. He had a crooked leg. He had been squatting on the pavement for years. Squatting, you know, right? Sitting in, you know, half sitting, calling for alms. ALMS, you know, right? Not this ARMS. ALMS is money, food, or clothes, which is given to the poor. So he was squatting on the pavement for years, calling for alms. In the evening, someone would come with a barrow and take him away. He had never known to walk, but now, on learning the bank was about to collapse, Ganpat astonished everyone, leaping to his feet and actually running at top speed in the direction of the bank. It soon became known that he had 1,000 rupees in the savings. So this beggar who was sitting in the street, who did not have a proper leg, crooked leg, he suddenly rose up when he got to know, when he heard this news. He stood up and he ran to the bank. Okay, now everyone was astonished. How did he get his leg back? Okay, everyone were very astonished, and later they got to know that he had a savings in the bank. He had 1,000 rupees savings in the bank. Men stood in groups at street corners discussing the situation. People Nagar seldom had crisis. Seldom or never had floods. Seldom means very rarely, okay? So everyone were discussing the situation in People Nagar because that is a hot topic now. Because no, in the past, People Nagar never faced this situation of, famine or any floods. Nothing, no dangerous situation. But right now, this particular situation has been the something which is the mouth, which is the tongue of everyone. Men stood in groups at street corners discussing the situation. People Nagar seldom had crisis, seldom or never had floods, earthquakes or drought, and the imminent crash of People Nagar Bank set everyone talking and speculating and rushing about in frenzy. Frenzy is, everyone were all tensed and all going mad about it. What is happening to the bank? What is happening and all, okay? Some boasted of their farsightedness, congratulating themselves on having already taken out their money or on never having put any in. Others speculated on the reasons for the crash, putting it all down to excess indulging in by Seth Govindram. So now people started talking. I already knew before it says that People Nagar Bank would be bankrupt. That is why I took out all my savings beforehand. One person is saying like that. The other person says that the bank went bankrupt because Seth Govindram spends a lot on himself. He's very materialistic, and that is why the bank went bankrupt. So everyone started speaking on their own. Like Everyone is speculating something, everyone is trying to tell something about why the bank has collapsed, and they have their own theories. Okay. uh, the Seth had fled, the state said one. He had fled the country, said another. He was hiding in Peoplenagar, said third. He had hanged himself from the tamarind tree, said the fourth, and had been found that morning by the sweeper boy. So every person in Peoplenagar were talking whatever nonsense came to their head. Okay. One says Seth Govindram went out of the state. One says he went out of the country. One says he's hanging in the tamarind tree. So everyone was speaking whatever they wished to. By noon, the small bank had gone through all its ready cash, and the harassed manager was in dilemma. So everyone were rushing to the bank. They were collecting their money back. See, for example, if every person who has deposited in the bank tries to collect the money on the same day, the bank should also have funds, right? Liquid funds weren't there that day. Like whatever funds they had given to the first few people who had come. The rest of the funds were diminishing, and they did not have liquid cash to give to people that day. Okay, so the manager was getting tensed, and he was in a dilemma. If emergency funds could not be obtained from another bank some 30 miles distant, and he wasn't sure he could persuade the crowd to wait until then. So he was there is this emergency fund which you can borrow from other banks. So this manager couldn't go and borrow from other banks because the crowd is all getting heavy. They're all very all in a frenzy. They want their money back. Okay. And he cannot go to 30, he cannot let the crowd wait here. One, also he cannot go 30 miles to bring in the emergency funds for his bank. Okay. So after and there was no way of contacting Seth Govindram on his houseboat in Kashmir. So Seth Govindram also was not picking up the call. He was hiding in Kashmir. People were turned back from the counters and told to return the following day. So manager said them, you people go back tomorrow, you come and collect your money, I'll give it to you tomorrow for sure. Okay. They did not like the sound of that. People thought that okay, now he has come up with the reality. Now he'll be saying no, we don't have money. Tomorrow also he'll be saying the same story. We'll not go from here, is what they were shouting. And so they gathered outside on the steps of the bank shouting, give us our money or we'll break it. So everyone gathered in front of the bank and they were shouting, give us our money or we'll break the bank. And fetch the Seth. We know he's hiding in safe deposit locker. So they were also commenting, bring out the Seth. He's hiding somewhere in your locker. We know all that. That mob mentality, right? When there's a huge crowd of people who are all frustrated, they tend to speak anything they wish to. So they were all shouting all this. Mischief makers who didn't have a paisa in the bank joined the crowd and aggravated their mood. So those people, whoever, people who deposited money in the bank were shouting. At the same time, people who did not deposit their money in the bank also came in just to create more nuisance in the crowd. Okay. So they also started aggravating the mood. That means creating more tension in the situation. The manager stood at the door and tried to placate them. The manager told, please stop. Tomorrow you come, I'll give it to you. He declared that the bank had plenty of money, but no immediate means of collecting it. So manager says, we have money, but we don't have the immediate liquid resource to give it to you all. He urged them to go home and come back the next day. Okay. We want it now, chanted some of the crowd. Now. So everyone were like, no, we want our money now. And a brick hurtled through the air and crashed through the plate glass window of the Peoplenagar Bank. So one of the person took some brick and threw on the bank, and it shattered the bank's glasses. Okay. Nathu arrived next morning to sweep the steps of the bank. Again, this person, Nathu the sweeper, he came the next morning to sweep. And he saw the refuse of the broken glass and the stones cluttering the steps. So there were so many stones on the steps, and there were a lot of broken glass pieces. Raising his hands in a gesture of horror and disgust, he cried, hooligans, sons of donkeys, as though it isn't bad enough to be paid late, it seems my work has also been increased. So now he got really frustrated and angry. Now he says that these hooligans, these son of donkeys, now he starts with all the bad words. And he says that already they're not paying me money, and now they're giving me extra work to clean all these glass pieces, all these stones and all that. Okay. He smote the steps with his broom, scattering the refuse. So he smote as in he swept. He was sweeping the steps with his broom, scattering the refuse. Good morning, Nathu, said the washerman's boy, getting down from his bicycle. Now again, Sitaram came and he said, "Good morning, Nathu. Are you ready to take up a new job from the first of the next month? Okay, you'll have to, I suppose, now that the bank is going out of business." So washerman's son says, I've found somebody for you where you can take up a new job. Okay, from the next month. Anyways, you have to take up a new job because the bank is going bankrupt. There's no business in the bank. So Anathu says, how is that? Haven't you heard? Sritaram says, haven't you heard? Well, you'd better wait here until half the population of People Nagar arrives to claim their money. And he waved cheerfully. He did not have a bank account and sped away on his cycle. This Sitaram did not have any bank account in the People Nagar bank. He told that, okay, fine, you wait till the half population comes in front of the bank and shouts, okay. Nathu went back to sweeping the steps, muttering to himself. When he had finished his work, he sat down on the highest step to await the arrival of the manager. He was determined to get his pay. So he swept the steps. He sat there, okay? He sat there on the steps and he was waiting for the manager to come so that he can ask his pay, his salary, okay? Who would have thought, now he's thinking this, who would have thought that the bank would collapse? He said to himself and looked thoughtfully into the distance. I wonder how it could have happened. Nathu did not know that whatever he told had actually caused such havoc. That one statement he told, that he's not receiving his salary, went on from here to here to here to here and here, and it all went out in a circle, and it created such a nuisance, such a havoc in People Nagar locality that the bank was vandalized or collapsed at the end of the day. Okay, so you know, rumors have powers. So basically the rumor aggravated here where Mrs. Bhushan started trying to add in a lot of things into it. Okay, so here it aggravated, here also when they were talking it aggravated. So that's it. The theme of the story is rumors. You know, you should be careful while speaking things. It might spread like wildfire and it might even come back to you or come back in a different way altogether. Right here you saw the bank being vandalized and Nathu is thinking what happened, what happened, like why is the bank bankrupt? Okay, so that's the one theme. And the second theme where you can see Nathu being exploited, Nathu as a underprivileged kid who is being exploited by the bank's officials by not being paid money. That is another thing. And also you can see the mob mentality where each one is trying to tell their own theory, their own story. Everyone, when they get a chance to speak, they try to create stories which aren't true, which they don't even know. They have no facts or truth which can support it. They just keep on blurting, and that's the mentality of people, is what this story tries to elucidate. Okay, I hope it's clear. This is the story which where you can actually think, go back and rethink over a few things. Okay, I hope it's clear. If there are any doubts, you can ask me. Did you like it? Yeah, rest all. I only am receiving Vamsi Reddy's messages. Rest all, where are you? Okay. Yeah. So that's the story. In the next class, we'll go do the comprehensions or the exercises which are behind it. Today, that's it for today. And also we'll see if there is any grammar which has to be covered, which is not covered by your previous teacher. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. If you get your PDFs, go through it, go through the lessons and try to enjoy reading. Thank you. Okay, Chetana says clear, Anirudh clear, rest all okay. Fine, at least today you have spoken something. Okay then. Thank you. Bye bye.